Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another beautiful episode here at the Alchemist Lair. I am your host, the ever lovable Ritual, and today we are going to be talking about responsibility. Now, unfortunately, we all have responsibilities and we all have duties. I am not immune from this. As a streamer slash family man slash whatever craziness you can conceive of, I have been very busy. And it's only gotten busier, so I haven't been keeping up with my streams, which I will confess, I do apologize. And to make it up to you, I've pulled some strings, I've talked to a few people, and I am here to give you another beautiful unboxing video. But this one is for the Whovians. The Doctor Who Commander deck, the Fourth Doctor. Now, starting off, I didn't even realize, because I've been out of the loop for Magic for so long, that they were branching off into multiple universes. So I thought, okay, well, this, that, so on and so forth. Let's do a little bit of research. I've missed out on some things. The last thing I heard about Magic the Gathering was that they were doing the humanoid slivers. And they were doing the whole Planewalker arc, I think it was still going on at that time. I don't know. All I do know is that I've been out of the loop. So to realize that they've done a Fallout, a Doctor Who, a Warhammer 40k, and a few others. I gotta say though, I'm actually really impressed that they tried to do that. But again, pulled some strings. And I am going to do this unboxing to make all the Whovians out there happy. And I'm hoping more Whovians join us because of this box content. Now, granted, I was thinking about playing some Doctor Who games on this channel, but I really can't find any. So if you got any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, there's a Lego Doctor Who, I think. Might want to check that out. But without further ado, let's begin the unboxing. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, I'm hot. Yes, it's sweaty over here. It is not a good combination. But here's the box. The box is called Blast from the Past. Contains the first 8 Doctors. Water, light, and earth mana. Or forest mana, however you want to describe it. This box is really hard to open. Okay. So. Oof. So we're going to first start off. This is what it looks like outside of its original container. Hey, Fox! Got a black letter. That's interesting. This is what the back looks like. Very nice. Sarah Jane Smith. I'm gonna send you something on Discord. Okay. So let us pull a few things out here. Ah, it's a deck holder. Always nice to have one of these. You know what? I'm just gonna put the decks that I collect in there from now on. Or the cards. Pull out the Sarah Jane Smith token. Oop. I know my sister will enjoy this greatly. She is a fan of Doctor Who. Whoa. And apparently in the back we got a... Oh, this is a counter! Okay, that's interesting. Blast from the Past. I think this is a gaming instruction thing. Okay, yes it is. Very nice. Oh. A little die. For all the good times out there. I also love the fact that there's a little Gallifreyan side to the die. Will be very interesting. Also, tokens. Plan on popping those out at a later point. Because we're getting to the cards. Or the black envelope. You know what? Let's do the black envelope. It looks interesting. Okay, so pulling out from the black envelope, we have the Plane Chase cards. And a collector's booster sample pack from the black envelope. Sealed product not for resale. You know what? It's worth a check. It's absolutely worth a check. So, here we go. Makeover montage. We got a holographic Bill Potts, which I think came out with Peter Capaldi's Doctor. Yeah, I think so. And a Dalek drone. That's going to be interesting. Okay, I'm going to check out my Discord here real quick. Oh my goodness gracious, that's cute, Foxy. That is absolutely adorable. To those who don't know, shout out to Foxy Mage. He's also another streamer here on Twitch. I recommend you check him out. Some of his stuff's really good. He's actually doing a few projects right now. Oh, and it's mic activated too. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You know, I really want to open this Pyramid of Mars Plane Chaser thing, but for right now, I'm going to put that to the side. Learn to play Magic QR code. Leave that up there. If you want to learn how to play, pause it right here, scan the QR code. Should be fine. Back of this pack is already a holographic 4th Doctor. But, I'm going to go off on a limb here and say that this is going to have some land cards already shuffled into it. Because I've played Magic the Gathering before. I know that that's a thing it does sometimes. Oof. Although I got to say, that is a very beautiful 4th Doctor card. Very beautiful. So, learn how to play card. Popular Magic formats. Oh, okay. For a moment there, I thought I was holding this thing upside down. No, it turns out all of the... Place this down. On one side, you have the token cards, and on the other side, you have the actual primary decks. So, mutant, alien, food token, warrior token, treasure, warrior, human rogue, clue, soldier, copy, soldier, mutant. Oh, these are both two-sided. That's a soldier copy, mutant soldier, alien salamander, mutant on the other side. And some more double-sided cards. So, sliding the tokens into the box. Gonna set up my keyboard. Hang on a minute. Oh, okay. Sorry, I just got a notification from a few friends of mine. It's all good. So, Magic the Gathering. Always a blessing to have. And as I figured, we're already starting with the land cards and how beautiful of a design they are. Like, there's a TARDIS in each of these. TARDIS on the beach. Really cute. TARDIS on the beach. Oh, let's move this to the side. You over to here. 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 Planes here. Oops. Okay. Ah, okay. So, very few lands starting out here. So I'll just place the lands away for now. Sorry if I'm a little clumsy at this. Been a while. The first card we got is the Path of Ancestry. Which has a quote from the Second Doctor, which says, "It's the TARDIS, it's my home." Or at least it has been for a considerable amount of years. Command Tower. The original Command Tower design, which was very amazing. Seaside Capital. Oh, we're still going through the lands. Ash Barrens. Thriving Heath. Thriving Grove. Path of Ants. Yes. Thriving Isle. I mean, some of these cards are actually really beautiful. Like this one here, Seaside Capital. It's a really beautiful fortress. Then you got the Thriving Isle, which you can literally see a Saturn-like planet in the background. Water's red, though, a little bit concerning, but then again, not as concerning as some of the stuff happening in the world right now. We'll live. Original TARDIS format right there. Believe it or not, it was actually joked upon in a few episodes of Doctor Who, both past and present, that this is the, quote, default setting of what that looks like. Also, some of these panels on the TARDIS do come off. How they have it lit up like that, I have no idea, but there's like electronics behind all those panels. And in the later Doctor Who, some of them actually became storage cubbies. Which is shown in one of the Doctor Who episodes where River Songs opened up one of the panels and pulled out glasses and a thing of alcohol. And the Doctor's like, "What are you doing?" Getting a drink. I don't recall that. Alright, so the first artifact card we have is the Mind Stone, which I do not know why, but we got Handles there. Handles was the Doctor's companion for a short amount of time. But for some reason, it's called a Mind Stone, so I'll never understand. Thought Vessel. Those who know the Chameleon Circuit will know this card quite well. Oh, it's only an old relic like me, says Professor Yana. To those who know, no. To those who don't know, run. Talisman of Progress, which is essentially the Fourth Doctor's scarf. Sometimes my brilliance astonishes even me. Hero's Blade. I do believe that is... Don't tell me. That's the Third Doctor's rapier. Talisman of Unity, which is essentially a celery stick worn by the Fifth Doctor, I believe? Yeah, something about a poison detection thing, but I find it very funny. Oh. There you go. Get a clear view of that. Soul Ring, which is known as the Eye of Harmony. Arcane Signet. Essentially one of those little badges of offices of Gallifrey. Seal of the High Council of Gallifrey. Nicked it off the Master in the Death Zone. Alright, that looks to be the end of the artifact items. I say looks to be, I'm not entirely sure. Some of these are tricky like that. But Handles was actually a good addition. I thought he was going to replace K9 for a while in Doctor Who, but you know, we only got like 1, maybe 2 episodes with him before he died, which is kind of sad. The Fog Watch from the Doctor Who thing. I thought it was going to be much more significant than that, but then again, bringing back the Master through something like that is kind of okay. Eye of Harmony, it was another plot thing I thought they were going to capitalize on, but never came to fruition. So yeah, kind of a little disappointment all around, but hey, it's a thing. It happens. We can never judge. If I do judge, I'm a hypocrite. Waterlogged Grove. Which essentially, actually, come to think about it, I've seen this somewhere before, but I'm not really sure. If anyone can tell me in the comment section where this little piece of art comes from, please let me know. The Dreamroot Cascade, also known as the Medusa Cascade, came here when I was a kid, 90 years old, says the 10th Doctor. Skycloud Expanse, which was just essentially the 11th Doctor when he was pouting after the death of a few of his friends. Lived in a cloud in a box. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a good one. Banished to another dimension. Fun fact to Whovians who don't know, this person right here is called Omega. And he was essentially the guy who created the concept and the technology of time travel for the Time Lords. I know it's stated in some stories that Rassilon invented the time traveling thing, but it actually came from Omega. And Omega actually was betrayed by Rassilon, killed off, but he somehow survived in the negative zone. Got Time Lord regeneration. Always hurts. But hey, you know what? It's a thing. Displaced dinosaur. Yeah, I think that happened around the time Peter Capaldi showed up. Good grief, it's a Stegosaurus. What a splendid species, says the Third Doctor. Oh, okay, never mind. It came from the Third Doctor. There's gaps in my knowledge. Here's something everyone will remember. Sonic Screwdriver. And then, whoops. Blast. Dropped a card. The TARDIS, somehow, some way, is a vehicle card as well as a relic card. I think a relic card. Don't quote me on that. Swords of Plowshares. So that's what it means to be a Doctor of War. Yep. There you go. I think that quote was made during the Peter Capaldi and the First Doctor meetup. I think this was before the regeneration to... And forgive me for butchering this name, I don't recall it right off the top of my head. It's either Judy or Jodie Whittaker, who became the first female Doctor in history. Kudos to the first female Doctor in history. Wish your script was a little bit more engaging, though. I mean, interesting as it was, I was really looking forward to a female Doctor. I thought it was good, but the script kind of killed me. So then we got the Path of Exile, which is essentially the High Council of the Time Lords banishing the Doctor to Earth in his second reincarnation, going into his third. And it was kind of interesting how that storyline played out. It was actually really good. So, we have an instance artifact, though why an artifact has an attack and defense, I will never know. Gonna sort all of these out. Land, land, land. Enchantment and creature. Alright. So now I'm going to grab the next few cards, and we are going to start doing the unboxing here. Just checking the comments section, don't mind me. Three visits. Essentially the first, second, and third Doctor all meeting to discuss things. Technically this is forbidden by Time Lords. Oh, so you're my replacements, huh? A dandy and a clown. Have you done anything? That's funny. Sorcery, explore. Sometimes there's dangers. Somewhere there's injustice. And something else. The tea's getting cold. Come on, Ace. We've got work to do. Very cool. Return to Dust. I do not recall this little bit at all. There's a gap in my memory for Doctor Who, considering that. So I'll just slide all of you up front so you can all get a better look. Overgrown farmland. Animals have ruled this planet for millions of years. Now it's our turn. Land card. Horizon Canopy. Not the green and pleasant land we've been led to expect, said the 7th Doctor. Sort all that out. Glacial Fortress. Ice World, a space trading colony on a dark side of Skaftos. I think there's something interesting going on here, Mal, says the 7th Doctor. The Deserted Beach. By Saria Lake in this plane of sighs, an impossible astronaut will rise from the deep and strike the Time Lord dead. That is, if I recall, Matt Smith's Doctor Who. Celestial Colonnade. I do not recall that either. But then again, I'm not keeping track at this point. Scattered Groves. We'll be safe over there. Safe from the cheetahs, and the master. Now, for those who may know or may not know, during the end of the, I think it's the Seventh Doctor's run. Yeah, I think at the end of the Seventh Doctor's run, we are sent to a planet that's falling apart, and the Master's been corrupted by a cheetah plague that's going to turn him into a cheetah person, and everyone who's on that planet has already gone full cheetah and is trying to kill each other. It's so disrupting the balance, in fact, that the planet's about to blow up. That's my understanding of it. Vangelis and Snarl. It has strange properties. A crystal, and it can affect the mind, says the Third Doctor. There's the next set of 10. Now, I do know there's a movie called The Three Doctors and the Five Doctors. And in the latest Doctor Who movie, that I recall anyway, you had cameos from all of the Doctors, including the Peter Capaldi one. To those who know, it was the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. To those who don't know, I say go and watch the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who. It was really good. So, land, 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 land. So, sorcery, sorcery, and instance. So, I'm sorting out the cards on my end while allowing you, the viewers, to see all the good stuff. Okay. Grab some of the cards from the top. We got the Temple of Mystery. Irrigated farmland. Temple of Plenty. Sungrass Prairie. Canopy Vesta. Prairie Stream, which is a New Earth thing. Fortified Village. Temple of Enlightenment. Exotic Orchard. Oh. Let's fix these cards here real quick. And Port City. Now, we're going to have a little chat about this, mind you. This was the Peter Capaldi and Bill Potts arc here with the killer robots that spoke emoji. This one was the 10th Doctor taking, I do believe it was Rose Tyler and Martha Jones to New York. However, that's just the short title of it anyway. The Temple of Mystery and the Irrigated Farmland. I've seen this one before. I'm not familiar with this one. This one I know was the realm in which the Master, also known as the Mistress, was a part of. Just taking care of things. Temple of Enlightenment, that's actually a hospital. Amy and Rory went to this place because there was vampires in Venice. Actually a vampiric race. The Exotic Orchard is a Gallifreyan tree that's near the heart of the TARDIS, or close enough to the console of the TARDIS that these little white orbs here are actually seeds that can be converted into machinery of any kind. Now, all of this is just my basic understanding, but you know, from one of these seeds, you could actually make another TARDIS. Like, that's how technologically advanced that was. So, all of you are lands. I'm starting to see a theme here. All of the basic lands are just there, and all of the actual lands are these special land cards that say, hey, tap and gain either this or this. It opens up the playing field quite a bit. There's even some that is like, sacrifice one, tap this card, add green and white. Whereas this one here is just straight up tap and gain a green or white. In the orchard here, it says add one mana of any color of land in an opponent's control could produce. So far so good. Very interesting stuff. Oh, checking the comment section. I hope you're all having as much fun as I am right now. So, here we go. Twice Upon a Time. A sorcery card with 2 effects. Unlikely Meeting, Sorcery Adventure. Search your library for a doctor card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Cast this spell only if you control 2 or more doctors. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Twice Upon a Time. That's actually a really good card. The Trenzalore Clock Tower. In this scene right here, the Doctor had spent all of his regenerations and was staying on the planet of Trenzalore to save the people from threats of the galaxy. And just as he was about to be destroyed by Daleks, the Time Lords, convinced by his companion, gave him a brand new set of regenerations, which I could have lived with. But, you know, things always go the way they do. Oh, here's a good one. Heroes Podium. To those who don't know the old Doctor Who lore, the Hero's Podium was actually a time scoop that the Time Lords had, and each of these people represented pieces on a chessboard that were essentially scooped out of time, put on a map, and then the pieces would move with the person in that zone. So if you had like all 7 doctors at the time in that zone and all of them were time scooped into that zone and the doctors were moving around, it would show them where they were moving in real time. The pieces act like the GPS, which I really thought was kind of cool. Time wipe. Technically, it's supposed to erase people from time, but it was used on Davros and he somehow made it back. Heroic intervention. Let's move this a little bit so you can see it. It's the 6th Doctor saving the 2nd Doctor. Day of Destiny. We can leave anywhere and we can leave anywhere and everywhere in that old box, as you call it, regardless of space and time. The 1st Doctor. Essentially, I think that was the 1st episode of Doctor Who. That's the Doctor and the Doctor's granddaughter. Oh, this one's a good one. Gallifreyan Council Chamber. I forgot what the episode was called, but it was a 2-part where... And this is probably best known by the video of the David Tennant Doctor regenerating and the Master coming back to life through a botched ritual. Ace's kinetic baseball bat. That one was interesting. I only got to see it used in like 1 or 2 episodes. Bessie, the Doctor's roadster. Believe it or not, I'm kind of curious as to where that car is. Because during his exile as the 3rd Doctor, the Doctor didn't have a TARDIS anymore. It was kind of locked off permanently to him on the planet. So he had to earn the right to come out of exile. And the way the Doctor got around Earth was Bessie. It was really fun. Duggan, private detective. Now, I'm not totally familiar with this person, so if anyone has any information on him, please let me know. Otherwise, this is a very interesting set of cards, as we do have some interesting canonic events going on here. Also, some very old friends rejoining us here. Yeah, I actually like this. So, sorcery here. Artifact goes there. Enchantment goes there. Land goes there. Sorting these cards out. Land, artifacts, creature, artifacts, instant, sorcery. Alright. On to the next set of cards. The Curse of Fenrir. Believe it or not, that is an episode of Doctor Who. And it pitted the 7th Doctor against a alien entity in a chess game. And the chess game was meant to save the planet from a dangerous disease. Sergeant John Benton, soldier from units. Verstrin, the leader. Place you there. Reverse the polarity. An old quote from the old Doctor Who that's made it through into the new Who system. The 500-Year Diary. Which is very hilarious considering the Time Lords have diaries for certain things. Like, one is shown as the 500-Year Diary, then later on he had the 900-Year Diary. And with Peter Capaldi, he actually had a book called the 2000-Year Diary. The Unearthly Child. Lisa, the warrior. Ace, fearless rebel. With that one, I'm actually going to put my cards down and talk about this set right here. These two companions were amazing, but both of them were warrior-type people. So was this guy here, but he was a part of UNITS, the scientific community, as it was in the Doctor Who. I never got to see fully the Unearthly Child, so don't blame me. Curse of Fenrir, I did get to watch that to its conclusion, and I gotta say, it was very interesting. And I'm being messaged. Who's messaging me? Oh. Well, if you're watching this, hello, dear. So, legendary creatures. Throw all of you over there. Enchantment, artifacts, enchantment. Throw that creature over there. Enchantment and instant. Perfect. Let us begin with the next card. The Eighth Doctor. Now, to those who don't know, the Eighth Doctor was also in a Doctor Who movie that came out in the United States, where the Seventh Doctor got shot by gangsters the moment he left the TARDIS and regenerated into a younger version of him. And he tried to go to Gallifrey with people despite the fact that, the Time Lords kind of forbade it. And then the entire Time War thing happened. And it was very, the Time War was very screwy. And we'll leave it at that. Doctor number 7. Doctor number 6. Doctor number 5. Doctor number 3. Doctor number 2. The First Doctor. Alistair the Brigadier. I got to say, I think they put all of the Fourth Doctors at the bottom of this pile. Just because I drew 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All of which were together. And then we got the Brigadier. So you know what? I'm just going to slide all these doctors to the side. So when the time comes, I can throw the Fourth Doctor in there. 6, 7, and 8. This is all the cards we have left from this deck. So let's go and check it out. I also apologize if this is taking a while, but Gallifrey stands. I absolutely love this card because all the doctors you have in your deck, you can pull them out. City of Death. That was a good story. Ooh, the Sea Devils. Another good story arc. Jamie McCriggum, I think it is. Scottish, I think. He was actually a really good companion for a while. Oh, hey. The Five Doctors. That was an interesting movie. We got another Suzanne. Nessa of Trican. And Adric. Mathematical genius. Now, some of these companions I remember, but some of these people I do not. Like, I know Susan. And I know Nessa and Jimmy. I've never really watched anything with the mathematical genius, but I'm sure he's pretty cool. City of Death, City of Death. Sorcery, over there. 3 enchantments, so all of you can go over there. Key 9, Mark 1. The bestest of boys right there. Traverse eternity. Know thy enemy. Admirable advice. It's essentially a corridor of colors. Knight of the Doctor. Essentially, when the 8th Doctor becomes the War Doctor, which should be the 9th Doctor, but eh. Trial of the Time Lord. Oh, here we go. The War Games. You know, what really makes me sad is that we haven't come across any of the Doctor Who cards for most of the Doctor's enemies in the past. Like the War Chief. He was the one who was running the War Games. And I think his intro would have been interesting. The Caves of Androzani, I think that is. Don't quote me. Crises of Conscience. Essentially, the Doctor has this crises of, oh, hey, you know what? You can blow up the Daleks and end the Dalek threat, or let the Daleks survive. And this was essentially a mission given to him by the Gallifreyan Celestial whatever, so that he would have the right to get back to his TARDIS, because he lost his TARDIS at some point and was given a time ring. But one of his missions was to either destroy the Daleks or hinder the Daleks' progress. He chose to hinder the Daleks' progress. Perry Brown. Placing this one down. Now, K9 Mark 1, what baffles me the most is that I've actually looked for K9 Mark 2, because there is a K9 Mark 2 in Doctor Who lore, but nowhere can I find him. If you find him, please let me know, because that was a very important thing. Creatures, enchantments. I love sorting things out. Sense of safety and security, you know? Ian Chesterton. To those who don't know, I think this was the Doctor's first companion, besides his granddaughter. Two of the Doctor's daughter. Anyway, two teachers from the school that the Doctor's granddaughter was going to found the TARDIS and wanted to speak to the grandfather, and ended up finding the Doctor in the process. Oh, hey, look at this. It's the other teacher. Very nice. So we got two of the original companions right here from Doctor Who. That's absolute respect. Tegan. Jo Grant. If Sarah Jane Smith is not in this collection, I am going to not be happy. Romana 2. Hallelujah. Sarah Jane Smith. The actress who played as Sarah Jane Smith passed away recently. When I say recently, I mean in the last few years. So it's actually really heartbreaking. But she, as a companion of the Doctor, was amazing. Fourth Doctor, Part 1. And limited edition, Fourth Doctor, Part 2. The much more appealing version of the Doctor card. I gotta say, this has been an interesting development here. Because we were able to go through all of this, we were able to work this out, and I thought the unboxing went rather well. There's a lot of interesting cards here I wasn't expecting there to be. But, you know, it's Doctor Who. But with that, it is time for me to wrap up this stream and unboxing. Oh, before I forget, there's one more thing we need to open. The Plane Chase cards. Completely forgot about those. Okay. Slide all of you in there. Slide you. Slide you. I am cleaning up my space for the Plane Chase cards, so we can see what kind of Plane Chase cards we were working with. Oh, land cards. Oi, so you be middle-aged then? Of course. Plane Chase. I think these are field cards. I am not entirely sure. Let me read. When you plane walk to the Pyramids of Mars, and at the beginning of your upkeep, surveil 2, look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest on top of your library in any order. Huh. So apparently we got Planewalker cards somewhere that I'm not sure we actually have, but But we got the Pyramids of Mars. Caught in a Parallel Dimension. This one I know. I've seen this. Because what had happened was UNIT in this universe, which is good, takes care of aliens and whatnot, over on here is a dystopian kind of Terran Empire version of Earth. And to those who don't know, the Terran Empire from Star Trek is just essentially the human race, instead of being accepting, became xenophobic and just started killing aliens left, right, and center and stealing their technology. And had essentially built an empire on the backs of dead aliens. There's even some parts where they made aliens slaves. But that's a thing. Garden of Tranquil Repose. Skip Truck's Mine. Coal Hill High. Coal Hill School, which is Susie and the two teachers I mentioned earlier. Unit Headquarters. This was actually their old headquarters back during the old Doctor Who runs. The Cheetah Planet. Now, this is a planet where the Master was slowly converting into a cheetah. There was fighting going on in the planet, and if enough conflict was brought to bear on the planet would destroy itself. Inevitably, it did. And shocking enough, it came by the hands of the Doctor when he brought down the rock on the Master's face, theoretically destroying the planet and killing them both. But the Doctor walked away from that conflict, still alive. I don't know. I'm shrugging just as much as you. Arctic Research Base. Now, this one's got me kind of baffled because I don't recall anything about any Arctic base. So if anyone does know anything about this one, please let me know. The TARDIS Bay. Essentially on Gallifrey, there's a place where people can park their TARDISes, and they were switched out from old to new because the newer models were... It's essentially like iPhones. An iPhone 1 is just as good as an iPhone 8, but the iPhone 8 has better features, better quality, better graphics, da-da-da-da-da-da. So essentially that's what happened to TARDISes. Because by the time of this video, and during the Doctor Who roleplay book, we know that the Doctor has a Type 42.5 or 0.7 TARDIS. However, if you look in the Doctor Who roleplay book itself, it says it's up to Type 80. If not breaching into the Type 90s area, which had the ability to erase enemies from history. That's the Time War for you. Nothing was safe. And the Cave of Skulls. Alright. And with that, I deem this stream to be over. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this unboxing video, and I hope you did too. Now, I'm going to be fair. As I said earlier, I pulled a few strings, got this unboxing video to help. So, I would like to give them a shout out. I'm not going to say who you are, but I do thank you for it. And, as a promise that I made in the past, there's one more order of business we need to take care of. Pokemon card codes. You know, I got a load of these and I need to get rid of them. So, I am going to be giving you a card code at the end of this stream as a thank you to anyone who's watched. And if anyone wants to take the card code, you can. Pause the video if you need to and scan the QR code or add the code in. You know what? Here's a second one for good measure. Again, pause the video if you need to enter the code or scan the QR code. Thank you all so much for watching. Please have a safe and lovely day. Adios, and take care.